side, saying no does not mean that you're selfish, right? Saying no just means that I cannot do this at this moment, because maybe if the person comes back at another time, you'll be able to do it.
Are you ready?
Hey Vibers, welcome back to Vibing with Nardia. Welcome my new subscribers and all of my viewers. Welcome. All right, so today what we're talking about is something that we all go through. It's feeling overwhelmed, whether it's by something happening in your life, whether it's family, work, or even moving to a new country, as I did. Yes, so I can relate. So what I'm going to do today is just share some tips with you guys and how is it that you can help yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed, because this stress leads to anxiety, and I know that from experience. So I just want to share some tips with you on what I did and how is it that we can overcome when we're feeling the burden of life on us, because life is life, right? And sometimes it's too much, and we need to find strategies in which we know ways that we can just cope, find ways to cope. So today I'm sharing what I do and what is it that I do to keep on going on a daily my daily journey. All right, so stick around if you want to learn these tips. And remember, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and leave in the comments some tips on how you deal with life when you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay. Tip number one: make sure that you are acknowledging your feelings and you're not just brushing your feelings to the side and pretending as if everything is okay and those feelings are not there. Acknowledge them. Now, one of the ways that I deal with my feelings is that I do breathing exercise. I make sure that I'm counting maybe from 1 to 10. And we know that from growing up, that's a very good one. And it helps us to calm ourselves down. Now, we can also write our feelings in a journal, right? So when I go and I talk about anxiety, a nurse said to me that one of the best ways to acknowledge that something is happening with me is that I should look in the mirror each day and tell myself something positive. Talk about something positive that is happening in your life. And that is one way that it can help you to cope and say, okay, it's not all about negative. I have some positive things going on in my life as well. All right. So remember, guys, make sure that you are doing your breathing exercise and make sure that you are writing down what you're experiencing in a journal or just something. If you like to draw, go ahead and draw something. But do not brush your feelings aside, because they're there. And the more they linger, the more you're going to go into having depression. And depression is real. All right. So keep that one in mind. Tip number two, the grounding technique. And this is where you're going to go outside and you're going to do the grounding technique like this, okay? You're going to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right? Now, what you're going to do, you're going to look for 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. Make sure that you're doing that and you repeat that more than once. And that is going to help you to, when you're feeling overwhelmed, it's going to help you to calm yourselves down, because you're out there in the environment and you're among it and you're just, nothing beats nature, right? So that is a technique that you can look into when your life feels as if it's too much. Tip number 3, prioritizing and simplifying things. All right. And this is where you're going to use the big 3 rule. Now, this rule tells you that you're going to think about 3 things that you must do. Remember, I use the word must. All the other things, you're going to put them aside and focus on the 3 things that I must do. All right. Those are the ones that are important. The other things, they can wait. So what you're going to have is a to-do list, and you're going to write down the three things that I must accomplish today or for the week. All right, it depends on how big those things are. So you're going to think about those three things and say, okay, these are the three things that I need to get done. And those are the three that you're going to focus on, whether it's your kids, whether it's your work, whether it's something totally personal, you're going to focus on those three things. All the other things, those are minors. They are going to wait. And when you do that, you find out where you're more relaxed and you're putting things first. All right. Because sometimes we tend to take up too much and sometimes we cannot bear it. We cannot handle so many things. So we must put ourselves where we're focusing on the things that we must do instead of the things that we want to do. All right. And remember when we learned about in school, we learned about needs and wants. And needs are the things that we must have. Wants are the things that can wait. So just tie those things together and say, I am thinking of the things that I need to get done instead of the things that I want to get done. All right. So think about that one. The big three, very important, and that can help you to just calm you down when it's just too much. And there you have to do this because life is life, right? It gets hard at times and sometimes it feels as if you can't cope. But you have to find strategies and ways in which you can angle life and life situations, okay? So take these into consideration when there's too much going on in your life. And remember, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend and watch my videos. All right. You need to make sure that you're watching my videos. We have a lot of things happening over here with your girl Nardia. And I am trying my best to just put my life out there and tell you things that I'm doing and how I'm coping in life and so on. All right. So I am using this platform to educate persons and on things that I'm finding out one way or another. Number 4. Now, this is a big one, and this is one that I have a hard time dealing with. We have to learn to set some boundaries and know when we need to say no. You can't be a yes person always. And I'm saying that as if I am good at it, but I'm not a person that tend to say no. And sometimes it goes against you, all right? So we have to practice this. So if you're not that person, start practicing that. I'm going to say no, I cannot do this. All right? And I have persons in my life that is helping me to do this. When I talk with especially my mother, she would say, Nardia, tell the person, no, I cannot do this. Because sometimes when you know you can't do the thing and you say yes, you're the one that is going to leave and you're going to wonder, what is it that I just got myself into? So we need to practice to set our boundaries and tell persons no. No is not a bad word. All right. You can be a good person. You tell somebody, no, I can't do this today. No, I can't be there. No, this is too much for me to do. We need to practice to say that. All right. Because when you can't say no and you're the yes person, the yes man, you're going to have too many things on your plate. And sometimes you just can't handle so many things. All right. So that is a good one that you must keep in mind as well. Very important. And this will help you to keep on pace and keep on the right part instead of going to having too many things to do. Right. Saying no does not mean that you're selfish, right? Saying no just means that I cannot do this at this moment because maybe if the person comes back at another time, you'll be able to do it. But sometimes you have so much going on and you just can't take anything more on your plate. So make sure that you're practicing or you're learning to tell persons, even persons that you love, no, I cannot do this. Very important for self-care. And it helps you to lessen your anxiety. It helps you with reducing the feeling of feeling overwhelmed. So we need to learn to say no, and no means no. Next one is self-care and joy. All right. Now, this one is very important. You have to find time for self. All right. I'm saying it as I said, and I'm still learning about it, but we need to find time for ourselves. Whether we are going to take a moment and read a novel or watch a movie, you can do a bubble bath, right? You can take some time and go shopping on the mall or something, but do something that you want to do. Self care doesn't mean that it has to be something big where you have to have a lot of money and you're going to travel and you're going to buy a lot of stuff and shopping and so on. Well, we know we don't want that, but in case we do not have it, ensure that you are taking care of self and you're finding joy in the little things because little things matters, okay? So maybe you're working for the entire week and on the weekend you plan yourself and you say, okay, you on the weekend you plan something and you say, I am going to go and do something for me. Maybe you're going to take an afternoon in the park, right? Maybe you're going to join up with a friend, meet up with a friend. Maybe you're going to go with your children and watch a movie. All right. Make sure that you're finding time for self. All right. Even in cooking, right? Finding a comfortable meal at home and you can go ahead and cook that meal and you sit down and you enjoy it. So it's just what you find joy in. That is how you're going to find self care coming out. And it's a very good one, and everybody needs it sometime or the other. And it helps you to lessen the burden of life. I hope these tips that I've shared will help you when life feels overwhelmed and you feel as if the burden of life is on your shoulder. Just remember that you can always go back and watch the video and think about things. And it's not something that is hard to do. It's just my experience with life and knowing that sometimes life is so much and you just have to find ways to deal with it, okay? Now remember guys, I said to like, share and subscribe. Make sure you're watching my video. Tell a friend to tell a friend to come on over to my YouTube channel and subscribe, leave your comment, tell me about ways in which that you cope when you are having a hard life, okay, or a hard time in life. Now I have this pencil in my and I'm like, what I'm doing? But I'm in my classroom and I know you see a lot of videos with me in my classroom, but it's because it's just my relaxed time after school. I just sit back and think about ways that I'm going to reach out to my YouTube community and create a video, okay? So in the future, I might have a different setting, but for now, this is where I'm at. Okay. And until then, see you guys in the next video. Bye.